Hello and welcome back to Arcane Wisdom Academy. I am Draxon Dune. Tonight we're going to be talking about the architecture of sovereignty. We live in an era of unprecedented access to the arcane. With a single click, you can read the Zohar, download the Lesser Key of Solomon, read the Greek papyri manuscript, or study the breathing techniques of the Himalayas. We are drowning in the wisdom of the ancients. Hermetics, Kabbalah, Enochian, Tantra, ancient Egyptian mysteries, Norse runes, and the teachings of the Christos. But as you may or may not know, access is not mastery. For too long, these traditions have been kept in silos, guarded by gatekeepers or shrouded in impenetrable symbolism. The Western magician draws circles on the floor while ignoring the energy currents in his own spine. The Eastern practitioner meditates on the void, but lacks the vocabulary to command the specific psychological forces driving their behavior. The result is fragmentation. Powerful rituals performed by powerless people. What I will be teaching you is the cure for that fragmentation. Our purpose here is audacious, but necessary. To strip away the veils of allegory, remove the barriers of archaic language, and synthesize these great traditions into one cohesive, modern operating system for the human soul. We are taking the hidden symbols of the past and translating them into the plain English processes of the present. The modern occultist often makes a fatal error. They attempt to force their will upon the external world before they have even established rule over their own internal one. They shout commands at spirits, demand changes in their fortune, and attempt to bend reality, all the while their own internal kingdom is in civil war. Why should the external reality listen to you when you do not even listen to yourself? The system I'm teaching is built on a singular, immutable truth. As above, so below. As within, so without. You cannot influence the macrocosm until you become the master of the microcosm. To have any hope of affecting change in the world outside, you must first build the temple and crown yourself the emperor within your own body, your own mind, your own heart, your own spirit. Let me be clear. I am not claiming that spirits, intelligences, or external forces do not exist. Quite the contrary. But I am not reducing the gods to mere neurons either. However, I am asserting a critical mechanical fact. No matter what you interact with, be it a demon, an angel, or a neighbor, your experience of them is filtered entirely through your internal lens. If that lens is cracked by trauma, clouded by repression, or distorted by an unintegrated shadow, your external reality will be flawed. You will project your own fears and call them demons. You will mistake your own ego for divine guidance. Until you know yourself, until you have achieved true gnosis, your data is corrupted. So what is the path of the great work? It is the alchemical process of becoming the living embodiment of the Philosopher's Stone. It requires us to do the heavy lifting that most refuse to do. We will not just banish our demons. We will name them, bind them, and integrate them, turning their chaotic energy into fuel for our engine. We will not just pray to angels. We will align our biology and our nervous systems to conduct the high voltage currents of virtue and order. We will draw from the structure of Solomonic magic, the biology of Tantra, the flow of the Tao, and the discipline of the Stoics. We will use the map of the zodiac and the engine of the planets not as mere horoscopes, but as schematics for our own psychology and physiology. There is no guarantee. This work is not a lottery ticket. Doing this will not guarantee that you become a millionaire tomorrow, nor does it promise a life free of pain, or to even end suffering. But I can offer you a different kind of guarantee. If you ignore this work, if you continue to drift through life ruled by unseen impulses, reacting to the world rather than acting upon it, you are guaranteed to suffer. You are guaranteed to never know the extent of your own power. You are guaranteed to live and die as a servant to forces you never bothered to name. But if you commit to this path, if you build the temple stone by stone, you will reach your truest and highest potential, whatever that may be. You will cease to be a leaf blowing in the wind and become the wind itself. Welcome to the work. Welcome to sovereignty. So, where do we start? Well, we start at the beginning. Before we can command angels or bind demons, we must understand the raw materials of existence. The ancients, from the Greek Stoics to the Indian Ayurvedic sages, thought that the universe is composed of fundamental building blocks: fire, air, water, earth, and the container that they sit in, ether or spirit. In the modern world, we often dismiss these as primitive chemistry. We think of them as metaphors for personality types. This is a mistake. In this system, we view the elements as bioenergetic states. They are the operating systems of your biology and your psychology. Think of your body as a high-performance vehicle. Earth is the chassis and the solidity of the build. Air is the electrical system and the onboard computer. Water is the lubrication, the coolant, and the fuel flow. Fire is the combustion in the engine that creates movement. Spirit is the driver. When these are in harmony, the vehicle hums. You are healthy, resilient, sharp, and driven. But most people are driving wrecks. They are overheating with excess fire. They are leaking fuel because they're deficient in water, or they're rusted out buckets because of the excess earth. Here is how the elements function within you. Fire, the engine, vitality and volition. This is the domain of the adrenal system, the metabolism, willpower, and libido. Fire is the principle of transformation. Biologically, it is the heat of digestion and the spark of the nervous system engaging muscles into action. Psychologically, it is your why. It is the drive that gets you out of bed. When it's imbalanced in excess, you are a wildfire. You suffer from burnout, chronic inflammation, irritability, anxiety, and reckless impulsivity. You burn bridges and exhaust your own resources. When imbalanced with deficiency, you are a cold hearth. You struggle with depression, lethargy, or poor digestion, and possibly cowardice. You have ideas, but no energy to execute them. When fire is balanced, you possess sovereign drive. You are assertive, but not aggressive. You have consistent energy throughout the day, a healthy libido, and the courage to take calculated risks. Air is the processor. It is the intellect and communication. It is the domain of the nervous system, the brain, respiration, and logic. Air is the principle of movement and connection. It is the speed at which your neurons fire and the clarity of your thoughts. It is the breath of life that oxygenates the blood. When imbalanced in excess, you are a hurricane. You suffer from the monkey mind, insomnia, racing thoughts, and paralysis by analysis. You talk without listening and live entirely in your head, disconnected from reality. When it's imbalanced by deficiency, You are stagnant air. You experience brain fog, confusion, and an inability to grasp new concepts. You feel socially awkward, misunderstood, or unable to articulate your needs. When air is balanced, you possess crystal clarity. Your mind is sharp, your focus is laser-like, and you can communicate complex ideas simply. You can plan for the future without losing sight of the present. Water is the vessel. It is emotion and intuition. It is the domain of circulatory systems, lymphatics, hormones, and relationships. Water is the principle of cohesion and flow. It is the chemistry of connection, the oxytocin that binds families, and intuition that senses danger. It is the body's ability to cleanse itself of toxins, physical and emotional. When it is imbalanced in excess, you are a flood. You have zero boundaries. You absorb everyone else's emotions. You are a sponge. You are moody, weepy, or histrionic. You may suffer from physical edema, or swelling, or lethargy. When imbalanced in deficiency, you are a desert. You are emotionally brittle, cynical, and detached. Your relationships are transactional. Physically, you may have dry skin, stiff joints, and spiritual dehydration. But when water is balanced, you possess deep flow. You are empathetic but contained. You can feel deeply without drowning in the feeling. You adapt to changes in life with grace, flowing around obstacles rather than crashing into them. Earth is the foundation. It is stability and structure. Earth is the domain of the skeleton, the muscles, material wealth, and routine. Earth is the principle of manifestation. Ideas are air, passion is fire, and neither mean anything until they are grounded in earth. This is your physical health, your bank account, and your daily habits. When earth is imbalanced in excess, you are a stone wall. You are stubborn, lazy, and resistant to change. You hoard possessions or money out of fear. You feel physically heavy, sluggish, and prone to depression or obesity. When earth is imbalanced as a deficiency, you are dust in the wind. You are ungrounded, flighty, and unreliable. You cannot hold down a job, keep a schedule, or save money. You feel physically frail or clumsy. But when earth is balanced, you possess unshakable gravity. You are reliable, disciplined, and physically robust. You build things that last. You provide a safe harbor for yourself and others. Spirit or ether is space. It is consciousness. It is the domain of the observer or the self. While the four elements make up the vehicle, spirit is the driver. And many modern people, the driver is asleep at the wheel, and the car is being driven by the elements alone. So the goal of the work is to wake up the spirit, to realize that you are not your anxiety, you are not your depression, and you are not your anger. You are the space in which these things happen. When spirit is awake, it can adjust the dials of the other four elements. Join me next time when we dive deeper into the four elements and understand how they work within us and how we can start to master them. Thanks for listening.